Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Nation. I am Brian, your host for this adventure, issue number 32. We are here to continue our talk about the decade movies, and we are in the midst of talking our 2010 to 2014 movies, but I am not alone. I am here by my friends Gio Ramos and Keith Barnes. How are you guys doing?
Good. If we thought last decade was busy, this decade really picks up.
Yeah. We're going to be trying to fit in as much as we can, and we're going to try to move fast through it. So let's not even waste any time. We are going to start off in the 2010s. As far as 2010 goes, there were 3 comic book movies, which was Iron Man 2, Kick-Ass, and Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Keith, I know you're a Scott Pilgrim, so I think maybe you should go jump on that one.
This is one of my favorite movies of all time. The brilliant Edgar Wright adapted this graphic novel by Brian Lee O'Malley, something like that. I can't remember his name. Shoot, I'm blanking on his name. Yeah, it was Canadian writer, comic book writer, which is why it's set in Canada. And a lot of it is actually set in his neighborhood. Like that house that they live in is actually his old house. Yeah, and
Brian Lee O'Malley.
Brian Lee O'Malley. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Good. Okay. And it was very nearly, they adapted there's a lot of stuff they left out because it's 7 different novels, little novellas, I think they call them, in the series, little mini-series. But, they took out enough of it to make a classic movie. And a lot of it is straight, like a lot of the shots in this movie are straight out of the book. You got Michael Cera playing Scott Pilgrim. Oh my gosh, Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Ramona Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott's got to fight off her. He wants to date her. He's got to fight off her 7 evil exes. Not ex-boyfriends, but exes. And, yes. And I'm telling you, I can watch this movie 100 times in a row. I love this movie so much. It's so brilliantly done. Perfect for a guy like Edgar Wright as well. I'm glad he was the one to take this on. And it got Jason Schwartzman in it. Got Chris Evans in it. Brilliantly plays Lucas Lee. Plays one of the exes. Is really great. You got Brie Larson.
Oh yeah,
is in it as well. Plays Scott's ex. Got oh my gosh, Superman. Oh, what's his name? Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh is in it. You got a very young Anna Kendrick. It's a great cast, and it's a loaded cast. And I could talk about this movie forever because I love it so much. But no one saw it. It's one of those ones where everyone loves it now. It's got this great cult following, but no one saw it when it was in theaters. So it's one of those things that people complain about. A lot. I hear it often referred to as a video game movie. It's not. Okay, it's a comic book movie. But it does have video game like a video game like presentation, which is in the book. People I hear it often. People put lists of video game movies. Scott Pilgrim's not a video game movie. It's got the fight and it's got the verses and it's got all the everyone dies and they turn into coins when they die. So it's got all those elements in it. But what do you guys think, Scott Pilgrim? What do y'all think?
I thought it wasn't my particular taste. I think I was more annoyed by Michael Cera more than anything.
Now, have you kind of fairly recently watched this?
I watched it no more than a month or 2 ago. I pretty much liked everything but Michael Cera. Like it
really
like if I could have had maybe someone else, I might have been fine with it. Or liked it a lot better. I did like the concept. And I liked that whole kind of like tiers of like fighting stuff like that. But it was interesting. I'm definitely glad it's a movie I've seen because I've heard about it from everyone. So yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, very underrated. Love that movie. Edgar Wright, like you said, did a fantastic job. I get what you mean, Brian. Michael Cera can, it's, you either like him or you don't.
Yeah,
that goes for everyone, but especially someone like Michael Cera. I can see why he's just get out of here. But I totally dig it. It's exactly how you would imagine a Scott Pilgrim comic book come to life.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then
just really quick, super fast. Just start really fast.
No, you're fine.
I think I totally get what you guys are saying because I hear that a lot about Michael Cera, but Scott Pilgrim is not a good guy. So I think that's probably why they cast him, because he's really not the most likable guy. He's kind of a jerk, to be honest. And a lot of what he does in this movie is you kind of look at him like, okay, he's not the most likable person. So you guys are definitely not wrong. I hear that about Michael Cera a lot, but that definitely makes sense. But I think that's probably why they cast him, to be honest.
Could be. I mean, very well could be. Iron Man 2, one of the Marvel movies we don't really need to spend too much time on. Yeah, I to be honest, I don't even really care if we talk about this one.
Well, personally. They started it. They got maybe 3 weeks or a month in or something like that without a script, which is why a lot of it is the way it was. They couldn't find, similar to the first movie, they couldn't find a writer, but they wanted to get it out in a hurry because they wanted to go ahead and set up Avengers. And this is one of those movies where it made the mistake of trying to set up what's coming instead of focusing on making this movie good. Like I said, they shot for at least like 3 weeks into production before they even had a script, and a lot of it, if not most of it, I've heard is a lot of ad-libbing between, certainly with Downey Jr. and I think what's her name, Pepper,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh my gosh, Gwyneth Paltrow, yeah. So a lot of what you see is them talking over each other in the movie. If you watch it, they didn't have a script, and they were ad-libbing a lot of it, and just you can just tell. I mean, there's some of the performance. I actually don't mind Mickey Rourke in it as a villain.
It wasn't horrible.
He just the guy just kind of came and went, but
yeah,
suits were cool. I love War Machine. War Machine finally, we got War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine did show up, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
just kind of whatever with that one. What about you, Gio? Same.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is right around the time when Marvel started really setting their universe. Like Keith said, that included replacing actors like Terrence Howard and Edward Norton.
That's right.
This all happened during that same time. And, there were reports about Mickey Rourke's Whiplash character, a lot of his stuff getting cut because they wanted the focal point on Iron Man and setting up the universe. So, it's not Marvel's best hit. So,
Kick-Ass? I've never seen it, so I can't really say anything.
So good.
You haven't?
Matthew Vaughn.
Brian.
Put Matthew Vaughn on the map for comic book movies.
Yeah.
This movie.
Yeah, this is before First Class, isn't it?
And Kingsman.
Yeah.
Like 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, incredible. You guys might remember him as Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
You got both Quicksilvers in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Both of them. Mm-hmm. And for me, this is Nick Cage's last good performance. This is at least the one that I can remember as Big Daddy. A little kind of a little love letter to Adam West's Batman in a way. But the standout is Hit Girl. Hit Girl, played by Chloe Grace Moretz.
Mm-hmm.
She is awesome. She is badass. I mean, this is a very violent, grounded, but fun comic book movie, strangely enough. Check it out.
We got McLovin is the villain.
McLovin.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
McLovin, yeah. But he's good, though. He's really, yeah. I mean, it's like everything you said. It's movie. I just clicked on it. I didn't know it was a book. I had never heard of it, but I just was watching it scrolling through Netflix one day and clicked on it, and boy, I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is this movie? I'd never heard of this. It was so good. I've only seen it the one time. I haven't actually seen it since I watched it right around maybe 2011 or so. But yeah, Brian, I highly recommend it, man. I think you would really, really like it.
Maybe we'll have to put it on our challenge list. But all right, so now we're going to go to 2011. I think this is where things start to pick up, and we've got Captain America: The First Avenger, Cowboys and Aliens, The Green Hornet, Green Lantern, Thor, and X-Men First Class. I'll start with just the obvious, Captain America: The First Avenger. I love this movie. To me, I don't think it gets enough credit. But then again, I'm a lover of the old-timey, like, war, that time period type stuff, and I adore this movie. I love it. It's probably one of the ones I watch the most. If it's on TV, I'll sit down and watch it, no question. But yeah, any other thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean, the casting of Chris Evans was so controversial.
Duh.
Oh my god, like, wait a minute, the guy who's playing the Human Torch in those crappy Fantastic Four movies.
I was so against it. So against it. And boy, have I never been more wrong.
Right? I mean, this was probably the one out of the announced, other than Avengers and Hulk, this is the one that a lot of people were looking forward to. Because this is like Captain America. You know, we've only seen him as a side character in cartoon series and, you know, as a playable character in video games. And obviously, he's very, very popular in the comics. Hugo Weaving as Red Skull. It's one of those. It's one of those one and dones that was just so amazing. Like, perfect casting, and yeah, like you said, Brian, the setting, the set pieces.
Haley Atwell was amazing.
Haley Atwell,
so good.
You got Tommy Lee Jones actually putting in effort. Stanley
Tucci popping up, making you love.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bucky Barnes.
There we go. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's great casting right there. You know, they definitely were looking ahead with all that. I don't know if they expected Agent Carter to be as popular as she was, which is really cool.
I doubt it.
But I mean, they cast her pretty well, and I think ever since that one shot, I think that's when her popularity kind of took off, which is really cool. But yeah, Chris Evans, like you said, I was the same way. I was kind of like, he was already. I didn't mind him. You know, everything I've seen him in, he's always played. And to be fair, ever since then, he plays a great jerk. He's always played a jerk in so many things.
He's always like the good-looking, attractive a-hole.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
he really does that well. It's so hilarious because he's such this bastion of moral, you know, high ground as Captain America, and then he's all these other movies where he's such a jerk, but which is really funny. But I love him. I love that guy. On and off Captain America, and then just off screen, he's so great. I mean, it's one of the best castings I've ever done. And yeah, I love this movie too. You know, great World War II setting. I love that aesthetic of it. My only criticism is that I wish, just when I think about it, when I watch it, I wish they would have spent a little more time with him, like in battle, like with the Howling Commandos, and showing more. You just get a montage. You don't really get the sense that all these years went by that they were doing this all together. But
that's fair.
Other than that, I love it. I love this movie.
Gotta fit it into a 2-hour runtime. They don't have time for that. They got a universe to sell.
I agree.
Yeah. They just had to squeeze New York scene with Nick Fury and all that in there. It's like, okay.
Which I love. And then you get the little teaser at the end.
That end. Yes.
Blew everybody away. I mean, the theater went crazy because nobody expected that. Or at least I didn't.
No, I didn't.
So that was awesome. And we get introduced to the Tesseract as well.
Our first Infinity Stone.
Which we're still seeing.
Yeah. Gio, you want to pick one?
Yeah, the bigger surprise this year was X-Men First Class because
I love
everybody nobody was asking for this movie. They wanted more of the original trilogy, the original cast. You know, Hugh Jackman, who by the way has the best cameo in any comic book movie. The best. You want to talk about using your 10 seconds? to the fullest. Like, go F yourself. Like, that's just still gets me to this day. But I remember this is the movie that nobody asked for, but it turned out to be so surprisingly good. I mean, who would have thought McAvoy and Fassbender could be on par, if not above, what Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen did as Professor Xavier and Magneto. I mean, just Magneto, Fassbender, his performance is, just amazing. His character, so much depth, and this was, this was exactly what the X-Men franchise needed. It was just a resurgence, brought back to life. And again, Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah,
that's
incredible.
It right there. There you go.
2 for 2.
I'd argue to say this is in my top 3 of the favorite X-Men movies, if not top 2. Maybe even number 1.
That's
for me.
No, I don't think that's a stretch because it's one of the only 3 good X-Men movies to me, in my opinion. But
wait. What are your 3 X-Men movies that are good? I'm curious.
This, X-Men 2, and Days of Future Past, and I'll throw in the first one. So I would say I'll say 4. I
was going to say those 4 were the one I was thinking of. It's like, which one is he leaving out?
Where's Logan?
But I'm talking X-Men. I'm not talking spinoffs. Those are definitely part of the franchise, but I'd go just proper X-Men movies. But this was one similar to Spider-Man. Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. Well, okay, we'll get there the next year. But I was kind of done with X-Men at this point after X-Men 3. It's like, okay, it's one of those ones where I'm a nerd, comic fan. I gotta go see it. I think it was maybe a couple weeks in before I actually went to go see it, and then went, oh, wow, it's actually good. So I know this was meant to be a Magneto movie. They're going to continue with this X-Men Origins thing, and it's going to be a Magneto movie, and it kind of just morphed into what it became. And gosh, Fassbender and McAvoy. I'll just watch just scenes with those two all day, just talking, just debating. I've always loved those characters, just in comics in general, and even
the cast is great.
If there's anything they've gotten right, it's both iterations of both of those characters.
Yes,
of all the mistakes Fox has made, they nailed it with Magneto.
The pressure is on Marvel now. Don't F this up, Marvel.
Very true.
I totally agree. Completely agree. Unless they want to roll those two over. If I was them, I would. But I don't understand if they want to start over. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And get that scene where Magneto goes into that bar in Argentina to get those. I mean, I'm telling you, that's some intense stuff right there. You show that to somebody who's not a comic book fan. Don't tell them what it is. Just show them that scene, and it's just like, what do you think? And just see what they think of that. And I'm telling you that.
And how he slowly gets the coin into Kevin Bacon.
I
was just about to say that.
Just like the beginning. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's great. My only issue with this movie, why I kind of give it a hard time, is because it's just in my own OCD brain. This is the one where they just start chucking continuity out the window. I'm not going to get into all the specifics, but yeah, a lot of it kind of drove me nuts. I'm sitting there going, no, that's not what you said before. And not to mention the setting. It's like it's supposed to be set in the 60s.
The timeline.
The timeline's
a mess.
But a movie later on in this show kind of fixed that. So
that is true. Keith, you want to pick another of the next one? Talk about
Thor. So it was a little bit before, I think in May of that year. So it was about a month or so, 2 months maybe before Captain America. We had Thor. And this was my big surprise of the year. Even though I think I spoke a few episodes ago about how much, I was always a Thor fan as a kid. Just didn't know what to expect from this movie because it really could have been a disaster.
Yeah.
Because how do you sell Thor, like just the idea of Thor as a comic book character and all the Norse gods and all that stuff, which if you know anything about Norse mythology, that's cool. But how do you sell that as comic book characters? They're popular as in the comics, but in the movies, man, it really could have gone very awry. And if this didn't work, then none of it would have worked going forward. And again, credit to the people casting. Kenneth Branagh, Shakespeare guy. That's why you get a Shakespeare guy direct this, because there's a lot of Shakespeare feel in this movie, at least on the Asgard stuff. With Hemsworth and with Tom Hiddleston as Loki, brilliant casting. Get Anthony Hopkins in there as Odin, which I went, what? Wow, yeah. I'm one of the people I love the first Thor movie. It's kind of a standard fish out of water type situation, but I just love that to get that origin for Thor. He's got to learn some humility, how to learn how to be more selfless, and because he's going to be, as a guy, he's going to be the future king of Asgard, and it's going to rule over all the 9 realms, to be honest. He had to learn that lesson, not be the arrogant child that he was, and how to accept his role and become a man, for lack of a better term. And I thought Hemsworth played it very well. That scene where he finds the hammer in the middle of that shield base, and the little makeshift shield base, and he's trying to lift it and he can't. And it's that, man, that's I remember watching that scene like I felt
our
that
introduction to Hawkeye.
That was our intro to Hawkeye, which caught me off guard because I didn't know that's who that was. Right?
Neither did I.
I didn't know that his name was Barton. I knew Hawkeye, but I didn't know his name was Barton. So like, Barton, get a weapon. And I was like, what? And when he grabs a bow and arrow, and then they show that shot of him pulling back, like, Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye! Oh my gosh! Wow! So they really are making the Avengers. Wow! Like, it's really cool. So I was really excited about that too. So, yeah, and then of course, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, just a revelation. Man.
There you go.
What more can you? We're going to talk more about him, obviously, going forward. But
yeah,
I love this movie. I think it's great.
Yeah, for me, good movie. Not the best Thor one, obviously, but it's definitely not bad. That's for sure. So I'll leave it at that. Gio, go for it. Since you were talking about it today.
No, agree. Everything that you said. The casting was amazing. The costumes are even more impressive. The introduction to Asgard, that was pretty awesome to see. Just making a character like Thor work on the big screen. And I remember everyone's excitement because Chris Hemsworth was so good in those 10 minutes of Star Trek. Those opening 10 minutes. Yes. Man, I was like, okay, yeah, this guy got something, and he obviously delivered. And all
right, so for the sake of time, we're probably just going to each pick 3 and move on, unless there's more. But what was left was the Green Hornet. Okay.
Never saw it.
Yeah, neither did I. Green Lantern, we already know. And then Cowboys and Aliens. I don't mind Cowboys and Aliens, to be honest. I still don't mind that movie. I saw it in theater. It's not great, but it's kind of fun and kind of silly. But I don't know. Everyone knows Green Lantern's mess already, and he was my favorite character at the time. So So all right, 2012, good chunk of movies.
Here we go.
This is where things start going crazy. We have The Amazing Spider-Man, The Avengers, The Dark Knight Rises, Dread, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, and Men in Black 3.
Dread was 2012, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Dread, very underrated movie.
We'll start with that one. Go for it. I haven't seen it, but I've really wanted to because you got all 4 of you guys hype it up.
One of the best 3D usages ever.
I didn't see it.
Slow-mo effect. What's up?
I didn't see it in 3D. I bet that was good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's 3D, but Carl Urban, perfect casting for Dread. The story, just awesome. a lot of people compare it to the Raid. I mean, it pretty much is.
It's the Raid. It's basically the Raid.
But it's a great
It's good though. Yeah,
it's pretty much the American adaptation of the Raid. Lena Headey, I think her name is. Great villain, very dark, very violent, very gory, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
it's one of the ones that I
super violent.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith. Sorry, go for it.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, it's super violent. It's a very violent movie, but it's really good. A lot of fun. It's one that I didn't expect to be good at all, and yeah, it is great. He still talks about it to this day. I know they're talking about either a TV series or a sequel, because he seemed to really be into it. He played it right. Didn't take his freaking helmet off like Judge Dredd is not supposed to. Stallone not supposed to take the helmet off, but but yeah. Brian, you got to get on this, man. You got to get on.
This is on my high list of movies to see. So it definitely is. Just because the amount of talk you four have brought up around this movie, it's like, okay, I need to see this one.
Yeah.
So should we go into which? I don't even know. Let's just quickly hit The Amazing Spider-Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. I did not expect this movie to be that good, honestly. Not Tobey Maguire. Andrew Garfield. Who would have thought he would have been a great Spider-Man? We knew he was a great actor from the Social Network, where he gave an incredible performance. Should have gotten an Oscar nomination. But yeah, I mean, I just remember his Spider-Man being so much more fun, so much more, jokes, and people loved him for that. That was a big complaint about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, is that he took himself too seriously as a character. At least the writers did. But this was a darker version, and it worked. It actually worked, Dennis Leary as Captain Stacy and Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. Still might be the best on-screen chemistry in a comic book movie. Garfield and Stone, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
Yeah.
And say what you want about Mark Webb as a director. There's two things he gets right. One is the chemistry between Peter Parker and his romantic interest, which is Gwen Stacy. And two, the way Spider-Man swings through the New York, incredibly done. Still the best. That shot where he swings from the crane and the camera follows him as if you're dropping.
The point of view.
The first trailer, man, just incredible. Yeah. So sadly, didn't really go much after that one, but hey, Amazing Spider-Man is still up there.
Yeah, agree. It's another one where I hesitated to see it. I waited a few weeks to see it because I wasn't interested. Then I just started seeing the good reviews, and I went, just one night. I was off work, and it's, all right, I'll go check it out. And yeah, pleasantly surprised. Andrew Garfield. I don't know. I'm sure he was maybe not a whole lot younger than Tobey Maguire was when he started the role as well. I know they're both probably mid-20s, but he kind of looked a little more youthful than Tobey Maguire. So that kind of right out of the gate sold it for me. And I just thought he, people call him emo Peter Parker or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, look, I thought he was really good. He's got a skateboard, his skateboarding Spider-Man, which, okay, at this time frame would do, right?
Yeah.
Peter Parker would be on a skateboard, just, so. And yeah, it was nice. It was refreshing not to get even though we do get the origin of the Uncle Ben thing, and they did their best not to. They went out of their way to not say it was more power, it's more responsibility, But he basically said it. What's his name? Sheen, Martin Sheen as Uncle Ben there. And Sally Field as Aunt May, who was pretty. She was pretty good as well. I like his chemistry with them as well. And really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. Great, twist on the Spider-Man story. Other than the stuff which they tap into in the second one, which is whatever, but it's stuff about Peter's father was left all that stuff by his parents were some kind of weird secret
Spies
or whatever. I don't know what they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like okay, that's weird, but whatever. It's no big deal. They didn't really, This one it worked. Second one, but no, this one's a lot of fun. So I enjoyed it, man. It was a big surprise.
Incredible score by James Horner.
Yeah, very true.
The score is very good. Yeah, I agree.
So then now we have, let's hit this one. Just get it out of the way. The Avengers. I mean, the movie that started team up comic book greatness. I mean, you can't say much more about this movie other than it's fantastic. Arguably, Joss Whedon's only good movie. Yeah, I mean, the Avengers assembled. I never thought I'd see this on screen, and to see this come to life was like the greatest thing of all time. And yeah, it's just, I still can't believe we have the Avengers in movies, not just this one, but movies. So
agree.
I'll pass it on. Who wants next?
Listen, there you go. Like, you look at where we are now, having with Endgame last year, like, that's, who would have thought, right? We would have gotten, just looking back, because I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about my time when I went to go see this movie. I don't know that I've ever been so excited to do anything, let alone see a movie. I was just that whole everything just leading up to it, but that particular day, I was just like, I just couldn't stand it, and I was going to a midnight show, and it was just, man, that was the longest day ever. Because I was just
bet.
Constantly looking at the clock, like, let's go.
I remember.
Midnight show. Couldn't wait, man. Couldn't wait. That's so much fun. I saw it 3 times that opening weekend. That was the only movie I've ever done that. I went and saw it. Took my kids to see it. They were little at the time, of course, but I took them to see it that Saturday. And I saw it again that Monday night. And I saw it again a couple weeks later. So it's the only movie I've seen like 4 times. I went to see it. It's the only movie I've ever done that with, man. And it just, like you said, just not a whole lot we can say we haven't said about this movie. I don't think, though, and this is only just based on everything that we've gotten since, just for me, it doesn't quite hold up as well.
True, I agree.
Some of Whedon's dialogue, you look back at it now, it's like, that's kind of.
I agree.
It's Joss Whedon, so. Yeah. And there's some scenes where it's like, okay, that could have, probably wouldn't. They would definitely do a lot of this differently today, of course. But it's 2012, and they set it up brilliantly with all the other movies we talked about with Iron Man and Thor and Captain America. So this was the biggest movie of all time, So
yeah, true. Gio?
Yeah, exactly what you guys said. It's a phenomenon. It was the culmination of Phase 1, Marvel. It's what got this movie isn't the phenomenon it was unless the other movies very carefully craft the lead up to Avengers. And 2010 Comic-Con, where they're all on stage together, and you're just
yeah, wow, good call.
Yeah. This is happening. This is for real, and I'll never forget it might have been the second or third trailer. I think the second trailer, where it actually shows
second trailer
famous shot where they're where it's going around.
Yes.
And they're all there, and it's just like okay, yeah,
one of the greatest tracking shots.
Yep. So,
I watched that trailer 1,000 times.
Me too. Me too.
I would just watch that over and over. Like, I cannot believe this is real. Like, they're gonna make this. Yeah, that's still to this day one of my favorite trailers. Second Avengers trailer.
Yeah.
One of my favorite trailers. Even though, of course, looking back, this is the thing that Marvel does. They gave away a lot of pretty key moments in the movie, which a lot of movies do.
Definitely.
But yeah, Marvel seems to be really guilty of it more than anyone. So, yeah.
Agreed. And then we'll quickly hit this one. Obviously, Geo, Dark Knight Rises.
I was arguably more excited for this movie than I was Avengers. Now,
Okay, go.
I mean, yeah, clearly, but I mean,
yeah.
Were you guys not coming off the Dark Knight?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
obvious, yeah.
Chris Nolan. I remember that first.
Dude.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. Kind of lagging on my end, but I remember that first teaser poster of Tom Hardy as Bane.
Oh my god!
And then just reading the reading the whole concept of Bane. Like, this is a character that Batman, will have to physically beat. Whereas Joker was not that guy, and it was good. But I think this movie definitely suffered from the circumstances of The Dark Knight.
True.
I think that movie really, especially the death of Heath Ledger, that really just took a toll on everybody. I can remember reading articles about Christopher Nolan. That he doesn't really want to come back. Like he
didn't want to do it.
What's that?
Yeah, he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he just didn't want to, and you can
they kind of had to make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can kind of see that in this movie, but I think it was a good enough, satisfying ending to probably one of the best trilogies ever outside of the comic book genre.
Oh, you're very much right.
Yeah. Oh, and Hathaway's Catwoman. Wow.
Yes, killed it.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, killed it.
Yeah, Nolan just. Oh, go ahead.
Go. No. Go.
I was gonna say, he got all his, his Inception people in here, with what's her name? The wife from Inception, French actress. Can't think of her name. That plays Talia al Ghul. I forgot her name, but
Marianne Cotillard.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, very good. Yeah, good job. Yeah.
See me at trivia, Jake.
Of course. Listen.
It's coming.
We should have saved that. We should have saved that. He would have got that though. But and of course, classic for me. One of my favorite villains of all time is you adopted the dog. I was born in it. I love Bane in this movie. I love Tom Hardy as Bane. Obviously a different Bane than what we get in the comics. He's not that luchador wrestler kind of thing. He's just a mercenary who was part of the League of whatever they call it.
League of Shadows.
League of Shadows, right? I know it's big, but yeah.
Actually, he does know that one because there was a Schmodown question. So,
oh really?
I was literally,
yes,
what is the name of Bane's people?
I'm actually one of the people who preferred the Bane voice in the IMAX preview. Because I went to Ghost Protocol to just see the 10-minute IMAX preview. Little did I know Ghost Protocol was an amazing movie. I was in for a treat.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Bane's voice, I think, was better in that 10 minutes IMAX preview before they dubbed it because I can't hear. It's just like, well,
people. Yeah, I know. I thought it was fine. It was a little like, I thought it was very menacing and very just. Yeah, do you imagine this? I don't know whose idea that was, but that's a great thing to do with Bane to make him sound like that. I know they had the same problems with Kylo Ren, I think. On Star Wars, but people couldn't understand him. Which whatever. But yeah, I agree. I saw that very same thing. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they
I
showed the
remember
opening, right?
seeing-
The opening scene on the airplane and stuff.
I remember sitting in the theater, and he's like, "With no survivors." I'm just like, "What the hell are you saying?" Just
Yeah.
I still have a hard time hearing that or understanding that scene.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's move on to 2013. Yes. No. Did I lose my spot? No, yeah, 2013. Sorry. I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Oh no, I lost my list. Where'd my list go? Oh, there we go. Iron Man 3, Kick-Ass 2, Thor the Dark World, The Wolverine, and Man of Steel. Gio, you have 20 minutes, and 2014 has some good movies. Go ahead. You can start with Man of Steel.
Let's start with it. I actually just watched this last week, so go ahead.
Yeah, I think this week was the eight-year anniversary of Man of Steel.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This
That was like a mid-June movie, wasn't it? Yeah.
I tweeted this to Mike Kalinowski. I said, this movie is many things. It's bold, it's brave, it's brilliant. Just the idea of Superman, Clark Kent finding his place in the world, and people who slowly discover the truth are fully aware that this could have a real impact on the world. Those are ideas, questions that you don't necessarily get in comic book movies. This is a movie that makes you think about the idea of a Superman in the real world. Of course, it also helps the fact that, Snyder, with his really, really incredible visuals and action sequences with Superman, it delivers just an awesome kick-ass time. Just from the opening Krypton scene, where Russell Crowe is fighting to save his son, to Michael Shannon's incredible turn as General Zod, somebody who really cares about his people and goes to the very, very end of the movie, to spoiler, saying, you have to make a choice. You either kill me or I return the favor and kill the people that you love, because you killed the people that I love, which was Krypton's last chance. Obviously, we still haven't gotten a sequel, but I think that will change in the next coming years. Just my opinion.
Hopefully,
because this movie is just too underrated as far as a comic book origin movie goes. I feel like this movie gets overlooked a lot, and what more can I say about it? It's, if you haven't seen Man of Steel, it still holds up to this day. In fact, probably more than ever. With the idea of Superman being an alien and not of this world, not accepted by people potentially. Check it out.
I agree with you. You and I were talking about this right before we started. Yeah, there you go, Keith. I was never a big fan of Superman. I actually hated Superman for the most part because I thought he was too perfect. Gio, you said it perfectly. He was the Boy Scout. This put him in a darker tone and made me like him way more than I ever thought I would. And I appreciate this tone of Superman more than the goody two-shoes, perfect, has every power in the world, can't do any wrong Superman that we kind of have. Right. This one is, I will never want a different type of Superman other than this one now. Because
that's what I love about this Man of Steel, is that he's not a Superman that can fly around the world and reverse time. Like, where is the I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Where's the challenge in that?
Yeah.
Where's the suspense? What's the point of having a villain in that point? that's why I love Henry Cavill's Superman, just because he's not perfect, and that's okay, because neither are any other hero in Marvel or DC or whatnot. Obviously, Superman can grow to become that ideal hope, and hopefully it not be forced, like in Justice League when they said, I believe in truth, but I'm also a fan of justice. It's like, that was so thrown in there. It wasn't even earned. Like, get there. And it starts with WB doing what they're doing with the Zack Snyder cut. Let us see that. You already invested so much time, money, energy into it. Let us see it. And that's what they're doing, and props to them. And hopefully it leads to a sequel.
Keith?
Sorry, I'm going on a rant.
No, you're fine.
No, that's okay. I just watched this last week. That's why I have it out. It was, the first 20 minutes of the movie is a masterpiece. It really is. It's beautifully shot. Great story. Great setup for the conflict going forward. I will push back a bit on the notion, because a lot of on Superman, I don't want to turn this into a debate about Superman, but I don't think Superman has to be dark or whatever to be appreciated. In my opinion, he's an aspirational character, and now certainly you can put him in a situation and show he does have flaws, which he does. But the same thing I say about Captain America. His unbending moral compass is something that I think is to be aspired to. For everyone. That's why he's so respected in and out of the comic book world he lives in, and in real life. I've heard that my whole life about people who say that about Superman, and it always would just kind of bother me. Like, well, he's this symbol of.
I'll kind of push back on that, because at least the animated movies, the video game cinematic cutscenes, like, they do such a great job of putting Superman in a position to where, like, if something ever happened to Lois Lane or his mother, he could get to that point. The thing with Captain America is that, yeah, he has the love of his life, and even after losing that, even if she doesn't remember who she is, like, there's just no, like, Captain America Civil War, which we'll talk about later, he says, maybe you just haven't seen it, the dark side. Did we ever get the dark side of Captain America? Like, I feel like we didn't, even as great as Winter Soldier was.
Oh, we definitely did.
But
we definitely did. We'll talk about
then
that.
we can talk about it in the next one. All right. I'm going to executive. Yes.
Hans Zimmer, incredible score.
Yes, very much.
Yes. I love the score. Yes. I was just listening to it today. Yeah.
For the sake of time, we'll skip. No, you're fine. We'll skip the other ones in this category. I know you, Keith. You like the Wolverine, or Geo and Keith like the Wolverine.
Great.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Thor: Dark World, we know is a stinker.
Loki's still in that movie.
Yes, 100%.
It is not. I like Thor: Dark World. It's fine. Loki's great in it. Yeah.
Okay, fine. And then Iron Man 3 it's there.
The biggest controversial decision that Marvel ever made.
Yep.
Was taking a perfectly cast Mandarin and turning him into a joke, and then later trying to do a one-shot to retcon that, because they knew they messed up, and the fans knew that they messed up. Other than that,
they can make up for it.
It was pretty good.
They can make up for it with Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
which
I'll agree.
We'll see what happens there.
But it did rob us of getting to see Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man fight one of his greatest foes.
Yes,
the Mandarin. So.
Okay.
True.
Agree.
2014. We have 10 minutes, jam-packed, but there's pretty much 3 I have a feeling we're going to hit, and that's 300 Rise of Empire, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Big Hero 6, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Edge of Tomorrow, Guardians of the Galaxy, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, and X-Men Days of Future Past. Who wants to start? Keith, you want to start with one?
I wish I had my Baymax coffee mug. It's in the kitchen.
Yes,
I love Big Hero.
I love that you chose that one.
One of my favorite Disney movies ever. Yes, it's okay. You can kind of, some of it you can see it's a little bit predictable. Fine, whatever. It's beautiful. Love that movie. Exactly. I love that movie to death. What else? This is 14, right? So let's see.
Winter Soldier. Go ahead, take that.
Oh, okay. Listen, I was just listening to the soundtrack the other day. And no, we're fine. Yes, listen. Perfect. Love the setting. You set it in real time, 2 years after the Avengers. Cap's living in DC, trying to figure out his place in the world, just sort of like what we're talking about with Superman. And man, this movie went to a place. First of all, that opening where he's just kicking guys off that ship. I mean, come on, he literally kicked everyone off that ship, or just kicked them to sleep, whatever. He did a lot of kicking in this movie, kicking people.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Chris Evans, Captain America, to me, never been better than in this movie. I mean, he's great.
GSP
I love him. Man, oh my gosh, George St. Pierre, who I think they said is going to be in Falcon and Winter Soldier. That they announced he's going to be back. So,
okay.
Yeah. So love that. Love
Winter
Black
Soldier.
Widow.
Bucky is amazing. The
man. Oh my gosh, when he blows up Nick Fury's car. He's walking. You see that upside down shot. He's got that gun. He's walking toward them. You're like, oh my god. Like, he's so great in this movie. I love, just really quick, I was in the theater watching this movie with a group of friends, and I could tell that, that everybody was into it, right? And the scene when, obviously, they had the great freeway scene, they had that awesome fight, some of the best hand-to-hand fighting you'll ever see.
Oh, yeah.
When he pulls the mask off and he turns around and he sees that it's Bucky, and I heard that there was like a rumble in the theater, and I heard this girl go, like a couple rows back, go, "Oh, that's his friend." It cracked me up. I love that she was into it, but obviously she didn't know the story. Which
that's good.
Winter Soldier is his old friend Bucky, but I got a kick out of that. But I don't want to go off on this movie. I love it.
Yeah,
it's my number one.
Spend forever.
That's it. Russo brothers, excellent.
Yeah. Geo, short word, or you want to just move on?
This movie really, I want to say, saved Captain America from being like the least
made him cool.
Interesting. Yes. The least interesting Avenger. I mean, credit to the Russo brothers for making this.
Yeah.
Spy, espionage, thriller.
Yes.
Just incredible. And Henry Jackman, incredible score.
Yes. Great score. So good.
The Scream song.
The Scream. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. When I have one more set to do at the gym, I'll throw that on.
Good call. I'll jump to Guardians of the Galaxy. Marvel's biggest risk to date, I would say. Bringing in a comic, not hugely well-known comic book franchise.
Doing a Black Widow movie about 6-7 years too late.
Yeah, fair.
After you just killed her off. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But yeah, it is. I mean, we had Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec, but this is where he went from Chris Pratt to Chris Pratt being in every single movie possible. And yeah, I love this movie. It still makes me laugh to this day. Dave Bautista kills it as Drax. It's still funny. We love a character that's a tree and a talking raccoon. Like it, I mean, it's I'll stop there.
This movie should not have worked, at least the way.
Right?
So fun, so amazing to watch, and I mean, Jesus, this is like an Avengers achievement, but on like a lower level, because he gets you to care about all these characters, and when they finally come together, that shot where they're slowly walking down the hall to Cherry Bomb, it's just like, yeah, like
the soundtrack to this movie. Good call, Gio.
soundtrack.
Oh my god!
And Michael Rooker's Yondu.
Yes. Keith, any words?
Yes, had so much fun with this movie. I was one of the few people like, no, this is gonna be good because I could just, I don't know, I could just tell. I remember just they sold it with that trailer. They sold with the trailer, getting the Hooked on a Feeling song in the trailer, letting people know that this
what a bunch of
it's gonna be a little bit different. You know, it's gonna
in the trailer they had him flipping people
they
off.
put that, right. And I saw that and I'm like, oh, I'm sold. Like I'm telling people kept talking about Risk and all the movie talk and everybody that we watched were like, I'm like, this movie is gonna be great. Watch. I wish I'd known you guys back then. I would have been saying it then.
Me too.
But so yeah, I was super excited about it. I couldn't wait. So I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Got our first look at Thanos. You know, technically
this
in that
is true.
movie. You know, sitting in a chair, but
turns around.
You know, yeah. This movie's classic. Yeah, threatens. What's his name? Lee Pace. Lee Pace is really good as Ronan. Thought he was
Ronan.
good villain.
Very good.
Yeah, this movie worked on all levels, man. I love it.
And hopefully this magic will carry over to Suicide Squad when that one comes out.
Yeah, totally agree.
So
I think it will. I think it will.
I think it will too. Our last one that we're going to hit is X-Men Days of Future Past. I haven't seen this movie in so long, but you guys always rave about it still. I remember it was good, but it's definitely one I need to rewatch.
You remembered it was good?
Yeah, I remember. I thought I probably haven't seen this movie since probably when I saw it in theaters. So
I think I rank this as my number one X-Men.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. So by all means, you guys take the floor.
Yeah. For me, I kind of go back and forth. I think I got X-Men 2 slightly ahead of it. I think that's a little more, you know, and I know, Gio, you're probably going to say that this kind of fixed the timeline. It kind of did, but not really. But sort of.
It didn't fix it.
The X-Men timeline goes like this. And then,
It's Jeremy Bearimy, for those of you that watch The Good Place.
Yeah.
With the X-Men time. But, you know, listen, it took this story, and I remember that I mentioned it. I think I talked about the animated series, which did a good job with this as well, in my opinion, as well. Obviously because Wolverine's the star, he's the guy that's got to go back in time.
Of course,
you know, but which is fine. It worked great. As much of a Hugh Jackman as Wolverines we can get, let's take it. But it's really great. A lot of people complain about the Sentinels. I like the Sentinels. I thought they were terrifying in this movie. That scene at the opening where they're having to fight them all off, and you get Sunspot and some of the new mutants in there. Warpath, you know, it was really cool. And Blink was awesome. I love her, man. Yeah, she was really cool. And obviously, finally. Now you mentioned Iceman, Brian. We finally get real Iceman in this movie.
Real Iceman, about freaking time.
Full on, yeah, man, that was really cool. But then what happened to him at the end was like, oh my gosh, like that. Yeah. But the Sentinels started doing what they did, taking everybody out. But I love this movie. You get all the Professor X's and the Magnetos in it, which is great. That scene on the airplane with Magneto and Charles having that debate, and Magneto's like, "Where were you, Charles? Where were you? You somewhere pretending to be somewhere you're not." And that is a Oscar nominating caliber scene with those two actors, especially with him. Yeah. So again, it's one of those things.
Peter Dinklage as the bad guy.
Peter Dinklage as Oliver Trask, absolutely. Yeah. Gio, you're making a face. You didn't like him?
He was all right. He was just Peter Dinklage, I guess.
Like, kind of, I know what you mean.
Anytime he was on screen, we didn't see Oliver Trask. We saw Peter Dinklage. So
sure. Yeah, I hear you. I know what you mean. I felt about him in Infinity War as well. Like, what's this Peter Dinklage?
Yeah. Anyway. It's just giant Peter Dinklage.
Right, you're right. Love this movie.
Any
Love it.
Yeah. Any last thoughts, Gio?
2013 Comic-Con, the teaser posters where you see a bunch of Sentinels and they're saying, eliminating the mutant threat or something. Which what? And when they all got on stage together, I mean, prior to Endgame, this was the ensemble cast because you're taking two casts and you're putting them together in a movie. I mean,
Yeah.
For those of us that didn't ask for X-Men First Class but enjoyed it, and then to follow it up by taking that same cast and putting them with the original cast together and somehow making time travel and all that work together. I mean, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart's last on screen when they're shaking hands and they're just like, we had a good run. This was awesome, but now this is their franchise. And then the ending where it pans through the X-Mansion and you see for the last time all the original characters in their right spots. You know, with James Marsden coming back as Cyclops, and you're just like, yes. I mean, just getting goosebumps from it. It's just incredible.
I need to go rewatch it.
This is the
My only
peak of the X-Men franchise. I mean, yeah, you could say Logan, again, spinoff, but hey, X-Men Days of Future Past, like, it's a movie that really, really grew on me after watching it over the years. Watch it, Brian.
Sweet.
I would have preferred, thinking back on it just really fast, I
No, you're
kind
fine.
of wish, it's great, Brian Singer, great job, but I would have liked to have seen Matthew Vaughn come back. I would have loved to have seen his, kind of what he would have done with this. But that's just
Maybe have him do it the Marvel version. Have him do the Marvel version of it.
Man, Keith, now that you mentioned it, and we'll save it for next episode, because if one movie which came out next year worked, there's an argument that Fox keeps all the Marvel properties still, and it doesn't go over to Disney. If one movie that we'll talk about next episode that came out the following year after Days of Future Past only worked.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, with Gio leaving us off on that tease, that's it. We've made it from 2000. Yeah, I know. 2010 to 2014. We have one more episode. We are closing it out from 2015 to 2019. It's going to be impossible to get through that one in an hour, but we are going to try. Yeah. And so if you've been joining us, thank you throughout this whole entire series. We're going to wrap it up, and it's going to be great. For Apocaflix Movies, I am Brian. That is Gio. That is Keith. Like I said, tune in next week when we wrap up our decades list. And until then, we'll see you guys later.